Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to game number 2. It's an all Neolution affair, Neolution International versus Neo.Orange. And in a bit of a surprise in game 1, Neo.Orange got beat. They actually lost that game 1. That's right, they're down 0-1 in this best out of 3. The winner of this match will play the winner of First Departure versus Zenith, which will be cast immediately after that one, an all Singaporean affair, in the Grand Finals, which will be played tomorrow. So, before you get to that Grand Finals, you got to get through the semis. I'm LD, and I'm joined here by Pyrian Flax. And Pyrian, the Nyx Assassin has been banned, and Neolution International actually bans a Pugna, basically throwing a ban away, I feel.
Well, I mean, you know, is that another one of those funky respect bans you were talking about? I'm not sure.
It's nothing I'm aware of. I think it's more they just wanted to ban a hero that they didn't care about and leave some extra heroes in the pool. And I guess they knew they were giving away the mag because Orange has shown that they love going for the mag. And no surprises, they first pick it. And then they get Rubik and Queen of Pain in response. And the Rubik is a direct way to counter the Magnus, because when he skewers in, you can telekinesis lift him and interrupt his combo. You can also just steal his RP, which is even more devastating.
Yeah, and I mean, Sven and Magnus, you know, you RP him and Sven cleaves him. And if you empower Sven, what happens to his cleave then?
He's got two separate, because they each have a different radius, but it basically, within a certain radius, he gets all the cleave benefits, and then I believe the Sven cleave actually is a bigger AoE, so then farther out, it's only, he still gets the damage though, but the cleave only, each is a separate cleave as far as how far it extends.
It's terrifying though.
Because Sven's cleave is absolutely ridiculous. It's got a huge read. Mag's and power is amazing damage, but the cleave itself is not quite as big.
Yeah, I mean, with Sven, this is the funny thing. I don't know. Obviously, you probably won't see it at this kind of level, but the big thing that I always get when I play Captain's Mode is if someone gets Sven, the other team, like my team, will say, "Quick, ban Wisp, because like Sven Wisp, like is the big pubby stomping sort of thing.
Yeah,
TP a Wisp on him and everything. But I don't know. Do you see much at this kind of level?
Nah, we've seen a couple teams run it in this tournament, but I just don't think it's a game where you want to go for that Wisp now, because Neo.Int can offensive tri-lane. They showed they're willing to do it last game. They have heroes to do it this game with Rubik, Leicester +1. Whoever that +1 is. Now, that's the one interesting question, is who will be left? Because we do see combo heroes for Leshrac, for Rubik, rather, being banned out with the Leshrac now. The Lena's already been taken by Orange, so, I mean, if they want to go Wisp and they're able to ban out all of the heroes that are good at offensive tri-lanes, then they can, but that's a lot of heroes to ban out, and if anything slips through, then it's going to be very risky. So, for Orange, I'd say very unlikely we'll see it, but you never know.
Luna banned there. That's and Jakiro banned. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of the heroes that people did well with in the last game getting banned out, which is understandable.
Normally with Orange, they do run the Sven as the support hero. I think it's Net who plays it, I want to say, and Extinct would be on the Lena. But yeah, these two are most likely. It's most likely to be a support Sven this game. We probably have not seen the carry picked up. It's most likely a solo mid mag, and that's why they're banning the Luna. They are expecting the support Sven here.
Support Sven is, I don't know, it's kind of sad, you know. It's like he's fallen on hard times. I like to see a carry Sven because he's so manly, but instead,
yeah, he's a sexy Swede.
He's huge and he doesn't say much. He's a strong silent type. The ladies love that, as I understand. Anyway,
I don't know. He screams his lungs out when he casts Warcry and his God Strength.
Yeah, that's true. He does.
The screen should shake when he does it, I feel.
I agree. I think anytime anybody else, the whole screen should shake. If everybody's ulting at once, the screen just destroys itself, shakes apart. And the Slardar ban.
Yeah, Neolution has run this. We saw, it was actually Kachik Imba playing it. And the Slardar Mag combo is really good because Slardar's big weakness is that he can't farm well. But Empower allows you to cleave creeps. It also makes you more of a late game threat, even though Slardar doesn't really scale that amazingly as a hard carry. So with this many stuns and with this many tanky heroes, you already have set up for the Slither and Crush with obviously with the Stormhammer and then the Lightstrike Array. So because of that, Slardar can be an absolutely devastating addition to a tri-lane. And also it's something that Orange have run. And they're also going to ban out the Faceless Void, another hero who really benefits from Empower as a carry. So I think these are both quite smart bans coming out from Neolution International.
Yeah. I mean, Empower is, I mean, you know, it's just another sort of feather for Magnus's cap on top of Shockwave and Skewer and RP, which are insane. Empower can make an already awesome hero ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. And another ridiculously awesome hero gets banned. Well, I would say he's awesome, but ridiculously good anyway in the PL.
Yeah.
Ridiculously boring as well.
He's boring, yeah,
5
boring. Luckily, yeah, they banned Void, they banned PL. I'm trying to think. I guess, yeah, somebody could get anti-mage or someone like that for a sort of boring farm fest. But
at least Morphling was fun. Like, sure, he was imbalanced back at the international, but he just explodes people. He's aggressive. PL just sits back, chips away, plinks away. You know, slowly but surely wears you down.
Yep, Morphling's cool, reminiscent of the watery things from the Abyss, and he makes big sort of noise and everything.
So to all the people who were saying, let's get rid of Morphling, he needs to be nerfed, and he got nerfed, be careful what you wish for, because you get PL now, and you don't like PL, but we don't get him this game, fortunately, and it will be a KYXY, getting his Windrunner most likely. It could be, I mean, it's not out of the question, it could be a solo mid Windrunner, but I really expect it's going to be an offlane Windrunner this game.
Yeah, and she's a great choice for the offlane, of course. You know, she's got that walk or wind run is insane escape, and she's great. She's easy to chill out in the offlane.
So I'm interested to see what Neolution does here with their last pick. Queen of Pain can really dominate the Magnus mid. You can't entirely stop him from farming, of course, because he can Shockwave spam Bottle Crow a bit, but he will. She will be able to control the rune. She will be able to harass him and out-farm him if played well. And Blah played that solo mid really well. You could also run a safe lane Queen of Pain 1v1, either against the Windrunner or the Magnus, and she'll be very effective in that matchup. And in the safe lane, should definitely be able to beat the Mag and should be able to beat the Windrunner as well. So they have versatility with their lanes. It really depends what they want to do with the rest of the draft.
I find it interesting you were saying Queen of Pain dominates Mag. Who doesn't she do well against in mid? Like, if you see them pick a Queen of Pain, who would you pick as mid against her?
There's some heroes that are pretty good at her, like, for example, Obsidian Destroyer is very annoying for any hero who goes mid to play against, just because he can constantly steals your mana, steals your damage, and then you can't really last hit. But of course, he's easy to gank. So, I mean, every hero mid has their strengths and weaknesses, but Queen of Pain is... She doesn't really have many bad matchups. That's the thing, is even if she can't really win the harassment war, TA is another example of a hero who can, if not dominate a Queen of Pain mid, can deal with her pretty effectively.
Yeah.
Even it forces you to go to Shadow Strike build, but that doesn't really allow you to do much damage, and you could just outlast hit the Queen of Pain with Refraction. And they go with the Anti-Mage as the last pick. Kashyyyk Embo's Anti-Mage, most likely.
I called it. Maybe not the best of ideas if I can come up with it. But yeah, we'll see.
Well, I think they're okay with this, though, because they do have good split push. They've got Rubik, who's a great initiator to deal with Anti-Mage, because you have Telekinesis Lift, you can steal his Blink, and you need that just instant grab to be able to burst him down. And they have split push to counter the Anti-Mage. Queen of Pain, a natural Hex carrier. They can also go aggressive against the Anti-Mage if they want to. And with the Earthshaker pick, they may be angling towards that. It could even be a solo Rubik, potentially. Offensive Trilane, Rubik, Lifesteal, Earthshaker is pretty solid. They could look to go aggressive with that. It's a little bit lacking on damage. That's the only real problem.
Yeah, it's I'm not sure about the Anti-Mage pick now, I've got to say.
Well, it's not that it's a bad pick. It's just that I think Neolution is okay with giving it away, because they do have ways to deal with it. Oh, and this is the final component of... I think we may actually be seeing, what are they going to do with their lanes here? So they could go offensive with either the Gyro, I guess most likely Ninja Boogie's playing it, so it might be a safe lane Gyro at just solo versus the Mag or the Windrunner. He does have a bit of trouble versus Windrunner. He should do pretty well against Mag if that's the matchup. And then it would be Queen of Pain mid, because Blah's playing the Queen of Pain. He's been going mid for them every game, and then that would leave us with an offensive tri-lane, Rubik, Lifesteal, Earthshaker. They don't really have anyone to just throw to the wolves in that suicide lane. Some teams we've seen put Rubik there solo in some matchups, but he cannot do that versus a hero like Anti-Mage. He's just going to get entirely zoned out of the lane.
Yeah, that's... I mean, Gyrocopter is... I know, I've seen your Gyrocopter, and I've seen a lot of people play Gyrocopter. At a LAN I went to, in one of the games, they managed to farm up double Rapiers on the Gyrocopter. So he is... yeah, he's crazy good at farm.
There's actually an amazing clip of a Wisp Gyrocopter, which I play as one of my filler videos, where they're about to die, they go back to base... there's 5 enemy heroes waiting there, and then the Wisp brings the Gyro back in, and they wipe the entire enemy team. And the Gyro wasn't even that big item-wise, so it looks like they are going to defensive tri-lane and throw the Lifestealer into the off-lane, which I did mention, that's something that some of these teams like to do. Neolution is one of the teams that does it more. It's good. He shouldn't die if he plays this properly, but he won't be getting much farm. And I wonder if they're anticipating something weird with the lanes here, because Anti-Mage can zone him out with any sort of support. We'll see what they do. But the nice thing about the Lifesteal off lane with Rage, almost impossible to kill.
Yeah, he's got a nifty sort of well, survivability and I guess sort of escape, right?
Oh, Lei. Oh, he should be okay. May have to tango through the trees. No, they're not going to go on him.
I'm just admiring Lena's outfit here. That's damn snazzy.
So they. Yeah, she's a cute lady. So they saw he only had one ward, and they are going to deward, and they just guessed that it's in this general location. They're right. This is why you constantly have to check your opponent's inventory. Spotted the observer being placed down there.
But I mean that just makes it so much harder for Lifestealer now, right? Like
he can just go in the jungle, and I think being dewarded, he may think about doing that.
Yeah, well, he's heading up there, so he might have just said, "Right, you took my ward. Screw this. I'm out of here."
I think this is the better.
The XP and go 3 ways.
I think this is the better choice, honestly. He's not going to get anything bottom. He's not. Even if you get a little bit of farm, you're not going to stop the anti-mage from farming at all, and you're not going to stop him from pushing if they want to go and push the lane. And you're always at risk of that wraparound smoke gank, where maybe you use Rage at the wrong time, maybe you don't have mana for it, and if that ever happens to the lead of Sven, you're dead. So it does. The one thing though is if he's not bottom, it opens them up to start putting pressure on mid. And Queen of Pain is vulnerable to ganks. Stormhammer follows you after you blink. So if Lei leaves this bottom lane, it'll give them the supports more space to go and pressure the mid lane.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Queen of Pain's escape is great, but yeah, it's like Slark's Leap is the same. I think the Stormhammer will follow it. It's great to watch, especially like there's a clip I have of a Slark, like the Stormhammer went a long way, Slark leapt, and it turned around and you did a U-turn and followed him all the way back and killed him. It's awesome.
It follows everything. The only way to dodge it is if you go invis and they don't have true sight. But generally that's pretty hard to pull off. Well, quickly, here we're going to introduce the players. We have Blah he was the dominant Nyx last game. He's going solo mid as Queen of Pain this time around. He'll be up against Mushi's Mag again. Mushi had a really bad game on that Mag last game. Just a couple of misplays from him. We have Lei on the offlane Lifestealer. We have Harchiko on the safe lane support Rubik. KYXY, who could get killed here if they fissure block him. They could go for a lift. Can they get the fissure block? Fox is a little bit late. Oh, he's going to find the fissure block, and they need a body block as well. Nice body block. Not good enough, though. A bit of a mistake. Fox should have positioned himself farther back so that there was a complete block. But tried to cut only halfway and wasn't enough.
Unlucky.
And the last player, the last player is Ninja Boogie.
That's how hard it is to kill Windrunners. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Ninja Boogie on the gyro.
Okay, so in offlane, Orange have K.
KYXY.
What is his KYXY on the Windrunner, of course. Sorry, Mushi made on the Magnus. You got Orange X. I don't know what his Extinct. Sorry, I don't know any of these
no,
names.
they're all like they're taking it to the next level, right? Because first,
they change them all the time. It's just like T.
The cool thing is, it used to be like, oh, I only have one name, like I'm just Madonna, but these guys are next level. I'm just one letter. Pretty soon, you're just gonna be a blank space and
just the Prince symbol.
You're so important, everyone knows how to fill in that blank.
Well, yeah, I guess if you cast as much as LD does, you know all the players' middle names, birthdays, and allergies.
And the last player, Kachik Imbo, the stand-in, he'll be playing the anti-mage. So, Lifestealer, as mentioned, he's not going to get much out of this lane. He's actually trying to stay here, but he's dewarded. Sven isn't the best hero for zoning you out, but the problem is he doesn't know if the Lena's going to be there to follow up, so he really can't get aggressive.
Rubik almost dying again to this Windrunner. She, the tower almost killed him last time. Now he's down to 69 health. She has a DD. If she'd known which way he'd gone, she could have Windrun after him and finished him off in one hit. So a lucky escape there for Rubik.
Yeah, and the double damager, and oh, she may be able to steal the Centaur. Nope. That would have been a big steal. That would get her pretty much to level 2. And once you have that level 2, you do have the power shot, which isn't available at level 1, unfortunately. So
yeah,
it does make it a bit hard to find those skills. Lifestealer's getting up to level 2, so he's actually getting about the same as Windrunner. And
that's impressive.
It does show you just how durable this hero is as an offlaner. And again, the support, it does force the Sven to stay in the lane, so he can't just go and smoke gank your mid. So even though the Lifestealer's not getting a lot, it protects that Queen of Pain, ensures she'll have a good start. And so we look at the middle lane, and it's Blah dominating Mushi, 18-7, an extra 6 denies and 4 last hits. Blah is really impressing, because Mushi is considered by many the best solo mid player in the world, or certainly one of the premier players. And He's losing his lane. Granted, in a matchup he should lose, but still.
Yeah, it's funny, you know. Queen of Pain, she's very strong hero. Who knows? Maybe, I mean, have you seen much of Blah? Is he? I mean, obviously, I'm ignorant of these things, but is he a sort of well-known player?
I'd say he's an up-and-comer. People who are familiar with the Southeast Asian scene have probably most of the teams have played against him at some point, but you know he hasn't won any big international events. He's by no means a premier player,
Right?
But he's an up-and-comer. He's someone who has, you know, is basically a talented player, has a lot of skill, but hasn't yet sort of gotten this break. You know.
Right. Well, maybe this is it.
Yeah, maybe this beating Orange in this best out of 3 would be big. Mushi didn't have a good game last game, but he gets a haste rune, and the Queen of Pain is getting pushed in quite a bit, and
They've got vision here with this ward. I don't think he's going to be able to catch her.
No, and he can't really go gank top either, so he's just kind of lurking around, waiting to maybe throw a shockwave out there and harass. Bottom lane though, the first blood attempt on Lei. It looks like he's not going to be able to get away there. I believe they got him with the combo and then he raged. But at that point, the chain stun, the damage is already done. That's the only reason he would drop that low. And then Anti-Mage can finish him off. They're keeping him bottom. It does protect the Queen of Pain, but it comes at a heavy cost. First blood. And it goes to the Anti-Mage.
He's going back into lane. I'm kind of surprised. I thought he might wait until, like, see if he gave up first blood, and then if he did, go straight into the jungle. Because he has a stout shield, so he could do it, right?
Yeah, I mean he can just go into the jungle and farm. You could also do some pulls to help deny the Windrunner a bit. Lifesteal can just auto attack creeps pretty much even at level 1, and he can farm. He needs to hit a few tangos along the way. But he went for the magic stick at this point. He's sitting bottom and just not getting anything accomplished. Meanwhile, Blah gets a kill mid, and Mushi did not get to use his RP or his haster in there. Looks like he just got caught by the ult and the scream, and top lane the dive coming on to KYXY. Not gonna go.
I mean, if he wandered into tower range, maybe I didn't see it. Maybe he took a tower hit. Then Queen of Pain's got so much burst, and she's got a great escape. She's a hell of a hero to have to go up against.
This is trouble. Mushi's picked up a smoke, which is very smart because he knows this. Oh, he's actually gonna skewer in and RP Blah. This time Blah will not escape.
I'll Peter her before she could blink out. Just as I'm talking about what a good escape she's got. Yeah, Mushi goes and rubs that in my face.
That was just...
There was a smoke attempt to see that Rubik and Earthshaker were thinking about coming around the back there on Windrunner, but now I don't know if they're going to get caught out or if they're going to change their minds.
And while Mushi's busy running towards those smoke gank supports, bottom lane Lifesteal dies again. Lei should really think about transitioning into that jungle, because at this point the Anti-Mage can just zone him out by himself. They're going to rotate on top on KYXY. They need that fissure block. Will they find it?
Well, here it comes.
Oh, gets him. Nice fissure. Wanted to trap him on the other side like that, but still good enough.
Yeah, I guess that, you know, with the kind of early levels, she melts pretty quickly if you can stun her a couple of times.
The big difference this game is just it looks like the supports from Orange are just being a little bit more efficient. You can already see Extinct is up to level 5, and that early Laguna Blade is so good against a hero like Queen of Pain. If you ever catch her with a stun, you can burst her down. And speaking of that Queen of Pain, Blah is going for some extra null talismans. He may even go in on Mushi again here in a moment.
Laguna Blade at level 1 does 450 damage, and it's on a 70-second cooldown.
Yeah, and it's pretty spammable as crap.
It's crazy.
That's the silly thing. Lei is still being kept out of experience range. Look at KYXY, the Windrunner. The difference between Windrunner and Lifestealer is that Windrunner can steal neutrals with Power Shot, and he's been doing that quite a bit here. He's also been able to just get some last hits in the lane, whereas the Lifestealer has 0 last hits. Lei has not been able to do a thing, and while a lot of Southeast Asian teams like to run the Lifestealer as an offlane, I feel it's situational at best, and this is just not a good situation for it. But he's staying there. There's going to be a rotation mid from Earthshaker, but here comes the gank bottom again.
They're going on him again. I don't think they're quite in position to. Maybe they will. There goes
he's slowing his rage again.
Oh, the Laguna Blade! Look at that. It's just what we were saying. It's like in a minute's time, it'll be back up. It's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. She's got her mana boots. She can just melt you every minute, basically. Earthshaker here pondering the imponderable. What's he gonna do? He should run like hell.
It looks like all of the pings from Neolution are pretty good. I don't see... Lei's got 68 pings, so there's no reason he shouldn't have been able to rage there in time. Uh-oh, Fox wanted this haste! No haste for you.
I gotta say, was it worth it? Like, I don't know. He kind of thought about it, saw a Sven there, and then went back in. I don't know, maybe he thought Sven was gonna run away, but Sven don't run. Sven runs from no man. let alone a sloth with a totem pole. Come on.
This is usually the story with Orange, is their supports are just so savvy. They always know what to be doing with their time. And you also, it's been some misplays as well. Like, Lei should have been able to rage there. He definitely had time for it. He's not lagging, as far as I can tell anyway. Whereas the supports for Neolution have been moving around a lot, but not being as efficient with their time. Rubik's a little bit under-leveled. He's only level 4. You compare that to the Lina, who's already level 6, might even be 7, is about to hit 7, and has Arcane Boots. And the Earthshaker, who's waddling around with Boots, Sentry Wards, and an Observer. Support efficiency really can make or break these games.
Yeah. Yeah, it's huge.
And here they go again.
It was funny because, yeah, they are going to go on the next again. I've got to say, he has fallen for the same gank 3 times now, I think, where... actually, no, Sven's out of position, so they can't, but... Yeah, I mean, basically, he pushes up in the lane, and again, hasn't got any wards or vision around here, because they de-warded. It's a nightmare. Oh, I think... Oh,
did she really?
Sorry. Yeah, she could just solo him.
Oh my goodness. Lina should not build a solo kill lifestyle. It's like, oh, there's no way he's gonna kill him. So that's only I've only actually caught one of the kills bottom.
Wow.
Holy
well,
Sorry about that, guys.
Light Strike for 150, Dragon Slay for 280, and then Laguna for 450. I mean, you know, if Nakes doesn't have, well, that'll do it. He's only level 2.
Yeah, and he's still going back to the lane. This is, I mean, whether it's his, it doesn't matter if he wants to go back, or if he's saying, let me go to the jungle, and the team's saying no. At some point, he's going to be useless later on. This is not an offlaner who's a utility hero. Lifestealer does need farm, albeit not as much as other supports, but he still needs it. And I gotta say, the mistimed rage is costing him, and then the fact that he keeps on coming down to this lane. And they're just picking on him. As an offlaner, above all else, you cannot die. You can get zoned out of lane.
He's going up against Anti-Mage is now 69-38. Like, he's just having a whale of a time down here. Basically free farm.
Rubik is still not level 6. We're 10 minutes in. You compare that to the supports. Over on Neolution side, Sven's level 5, but it's the Lina who's the story of these supports. Already up to level 7 on Extinct. He wants to go again. The one thing the Lifestealer is really struggling with, he doesn't have boots, and he hasn't had boots, on top of being in the dark. So Lina can kind of run him down, and Blah's gonna get caught.
The Invis stun. Nice telekinesis, but wow! Oh, that was unlucky for that was unlucky for Orange. That was nice. They set it up with the invisible Sven, went in, got the Stormhammer on Quap, skewer from Magnus, but then the telekinesis before he could RP. That was a nice save, and of course Queen of Pain blinks out.
Here we go again from Extinct. He's trying to find that stun from around the tree line. This is brutal.
Oh, poor Lei. It's just like, what can he do? He can't even afford a TP scroll. He's screwed.
And they're going in.
He's dead, man. Rages. The stun doesn't catch him. He's dead. He's level 2.
And at this point, when all 3 are there, he can't get away because he has to rage or he gets storm bolted. And once he rages, they can just wait until it wears off and like
he spawns in 5 seconds, LD. Like,
is he gonna go? And they smoked him. Look at this. They smoke and they immediately head towards him. And meanwhile, Mushi gets a solo kill on the Queen of Pain, while the supports of Neolution. So now they're smoked. They were gonna go gank mid, but there's nothing to gank there because Queen of Pain's already dead. They're too efficient for their own damn good.
Now Lifestealer is changing lane. Now he's changing lane. He's had the message rubbed in. He's died 5 times. He's level 2. He's like, even if they're telling him go back in lane, he's like, screw you guys. I am going mid.
That was just straight into the meat grinder. I mean, good lord.
Yeah, that was unpleasant.
By the way,
but now he's probably gonna die to Magnus now.
Oh boy, this poor freaking Lifestealer.
Actually, no, Lina's going to one-shot him. She's going to Laguna Blade him.
Oh, he does rage dodge. He doesn't have a TP, though.
Oh, he died before he could get in the creep. Oh, he couldn't have done it anyway. Here comes Gyro! Melts 2! They're going to chase Magnus down. I think Mushi's going to get away. He's going to get the regen bot.
He doesn't have skewer. He doesn't actually have a... Oh, he's going to TP.
Just throws a knife at him for good measure. Wow.
Kashyyyk Imba, he's had this Battle Fury. Oh boy. It's been at least a minute, maybe a minute and a half. He's up to 6k net worth. That is one of the fastest Battle Furies you can get, and he got boots first, which some players will rush. He doesn't have a Quelling Blade though. This is definitely a mistake when you go for the early battle, and he's maxed Mana Burn, which is okay, just because he had a lane where he could get a lot of kills. But generally in this game, I would prefer to see him go for the Burning build. Get more points, max Blink first, get more points and stats. You definitely want a Quelling Blade, because it makes your farm so much more efficient. It does affect the splash damage with the Battle Fury. And so this is not really an efficient build from the Anti-Mage. In spite of that, he's still very far ahead. And it goes back to the Lifestealer. Anti-Mage just 2 kills and 1 assist, and without those, it'd be neck and neck between him and the Gyro, more or less. Well, no, he'd still be slightly behind, but not as much.
He has almost 100 last hits, nearly 50 denies, and he's just all alone down here. It's the kind of thing you see in the games I play, where we're like, we've got to do something with this anti-mage, and yeah, what can they do? I mean,
Blink Dagger up on Mushi. The supports that smoked earlier just waited here. They just waited for someone to walk up the hill. They were just sitting there the entire time for like the past minute, and then finally someone shows up and they get picked off. That just shows you patience. Orange just knew at some point.
Look at Sven coming around the back here. They're going to get this Rubik, I think. Lena there with a nice follow-up stun. Are they going to... No, they've managed to finish him off with the shockwave. Fisher catches Lena, but I think she's okay.
They're still in Blink RP. They really can't go in on this.
Yeah.
Just compare the two offlaners. Windrunner level 8 with Tranquil Boots, Soul Ring, Wands. Not great farm, not horrible. And then we have Lifestealer sitting on literally nothing.
With
boots and a stout shield.
Starting items apart from boots.
Oh, Mushi tried for the low Dota play. He blinks and looks to skewer the Lifestealer onto the cliff and then leave him there. But instead, he whiffs the skewer and is forced to TP back to base. Should have TP'd to the tower as well, but Mushi just kind of showing off here.
And now Lei getting chased down by the anti-mage. Steal from Rubik. Manages to steal Blink. They can't do anything though. Neither of them. Yeah, that's it. Uh-oh, wait a minute.
Still,
oh no, he's okay.
Still,
there were 4 in there.
Still no Quelly Blade, which I would really like to see, but he's so fat anyway. Gyro's getting big, but Gyro will not outcarry here like Anti-Mage until much later on the game, and he didn't go for the early Midas, which is normally what you see when you're going for more of like that hard carry, ultra late game Gyro.
Right.
And we also normally see the neutrals getting stacked a lot, and I know he's farmed a few stacks over at this camp, I believe, the hard camp top, but we haven't seen the Ancients being stacked. That's something else productive that the Lifestealer could have done with this time. If he wants to stay bottom, is stack the Ancients, so at least the Gyro can get some more farm later on top lane they're going in.
RP down on him, there's the shackle shot, skewer him away for the finish, and well, Lifestealer TP's in, but what's he gonna do? He's just gonna be level 3.
Meanwhile, mid, look at the Laguna Blade! Blah almost died to that! Just to the Laguna! And he's got a point booster! He's going tanky!
Oh, nice. Dragon Slave stolen by Rubik. It looks so cool when he does the spells. That shouldn't be his, you know?
Yeah. Actually, if you zoom it, if you like pause right when he's saying the spell, it's like a little Rubik rushing towards him. It's really cool. It's not just like a green line or whatever.
Oh, okay, I'll have to watch that.
And the issue with the Anti-Mage versus Gyro matchup, also, one of the other things to consider, Anti-Mage can split push much better than the Gyrocopter because he's got Blink and he's got Spell Shield. He's much harder to kill, so he can be more aggressive doing it. And that's why we see already, look at the tier 2, it's down below half health. Meanwhile top, the tier 1's still up. And this also goes back to the choice of offlaners. Windrunner can stop pushes. Lifestealer, especially when he's behind, can't.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They're gonna get mid here, Mushi with the double damage rune. I mean, this Lena, she just has to follow Magnus around and melt whoever he doesn't. Like, it's just ridiculous. She's gonna do great things in this game. 3-2-6 already, that's pretty nifty.
Look at the control that Neolution has. With that tier 1 down, they just need to get the tier 1 top, and then there's going to be almost nowhere to farm for Neolution PH.
Yeah, warding up and sort of...
Or Neolution Int, rather.
Yeah, they sort of got the jungle spot here in the middle, and they know they've got the control with Windrunner top. She's keeping that lane pushed. I wonder, yeah, a bit more vision in the jungle there, I guess, is what they could go for, but it's not looking great for Neo.Int at this point.
This Anti-Mage still is not maxed Blink. Yeah, this is not what you want to do if you're going split push, especially when you go Vlad's. I mean, this is if you want to split push Vlad's and just constantly farm and pressure lanes, Vlad's is the best item to get after Battle Fury in most games because it gives you creeps armor and then also it makes sure you're always a full HP. But to go this build and then not max Blink is just very silly. And also,
why does he need to max it? I mean,
because the cooldown gets significantly lower and the range improves.
Here you go. This is why he might have needed to do it. He blinked in there to try and mess with the Ancients and end up having to stand there like an idiot for about 5 seconds. So yeah. Oh, they're gonna catch his Gyrocopter instead. Oh my goodness. Well, it's killing spree.
Yeah,
apparently he doesn't need blink.
Mushi did RP for that, but he's still gonna come in mid. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Big fight mid.
Stormbolt. Oh no, what did he steal? Warcry was stolen.
Warcry.
Create a pain. There's a Lagoon out.
Wow!
Gets
she
the
managed
ult
to
off.
tank quite a bit of it. Gets the ult off on Lina.
But meanwhile, a wild anti-mage pushing bottom, Windrunner pushing top. They are fighting just with 3 heroes against pretty much the entire Neolution team, aside from the Gyrocopter. And the Lifestealer, just nothing.
He would practically die to a power shot here. I mean, yeah, it's tough. A tough life for Lifestealer. He deserves it for being a ghoul.
Oh boy, this game is not looking good. I mean, it's early, but it's already a 10k gold lead, already almost a 10k experience lead. This is pretty much looking like we're going to a game 3. If you're Neolution, you had a lineup that could take this late potentially, but to do that, you needed a fat gyro and at least a reasonably farmed Lifestealer, or a fat Lifestealer and a reasonably farmed gyro, to have an underfarmed, basically useless Lifestealer at this point, and he's gonna die again in a second.
Yeah, yep. Lina is gonna, if she gets this done, there's the skewer, she can Laguna him if he looks like he's getting away, wait for the rage to run out, she doesn't even need to wait. Shockwave down, no problem.
Oh, this is some serious hate. He's 0-7. And with some of these kills, it's not his fault because they're just hunting him, but it goes back to the early deaths in the laning stage where, you know, he was a little bit too, like, at a certain point, he couldn't help getting killed off bottom, but he shouldn't have been bottom at that point because he should have been in the jungle farming. Or they should have rotated someone down like the Earthshaker to protect him. Just leaving him there was suicide.
Give him a friend. Give him a friend. Get some wards. You know, they had to do something. The poor guy just kept dragging his sorry ass back into lane like 5 times. He died doing that. It's miserable before he finally just went mid. And of course, by that point, he's gonna die there. So yeah, it's been a horrible, horrible time. I honestly don't think, Odie, that they were hunting him. Like the ganks that they did were just he pushes up to that same bit of trees. Sven goes one way, Lina goes the other, and they just kill him. It's like it was too easy.
You know, again, he could have been stacking ancients, he could have been just sitting at the or going into the jungle and farming. He also could have used his rage at the right moment and at least lived from the early ganks before the Lina Sven got boots, but that's all hindsight at this point.
Yeah, they're all gonna TP in here. Oh, actually, no, they're going to cancel the TP, sorry. I guess they're just gonna keep them at bay. They got the RP in the blink if they need it. They got Windrunner here as well, and poor old Neo.Int have to run away. I guess they've just told the life they look, just defend and try and get some levels and a tiny bit of farm that way, I guess. But look at what his items are. He's got Boots 1, Bracer, and a Stout Shield after 20 minutes. Yeah, compare that to, well, pretty much everybody else. Agonizing.
And he's going to be utterly useless in the fights as well. I mean, he'll be lucky even to get a spell off because Anti-Mage is just going to absolutely burn down his mana. Right. And also, the one issue with the Lifestealer Gyro combo is they're both relatively low range. Lifestealer's melee, Gyro has low range, unless he's kind of attacking creeps, which isn't always possible to use the flat cannon fully. They could easily both get caught in an RP, is the point. And if they do, if the Gyro even gets caught, they just lose a fight. So he can't afford to get caught. He's only got a BKB, though. He doesn't have big damage or farm items. He needs a lot more to deal with the Anti-Mage, because that Manta style is coming out any moment. He's got the Ultimate Orb. After this tower, he'll pretty much have the recipe.
Yeah. I mean, he's got 178 last hits. You know, he's been having a great time.
Oh, Net is not able to hit the stun. Oh, they're infesting the Queen of Pain and then not going in.
He gets deep inside Queen of Pain instead. Fair play to him.
That's not appropriate.
Sorry. Well, it's the spell, LD. It's I'm just reading the spell in description. Infest.
Get deep inside. Is that what it's
oh, sorry. I could see how that could be misconstrued. No, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, Tyrion. You and your lewd, crude British humor.
Wow, yeah. I apologize. I grew up watching Benny Hill. What are you gonna do?
So they don't really have the better late game anymore because Anti-Mage is just so far ahead. Basically, what this comes down to is Queen of Pain farming a Scythe device because they need that to have any chance of killing the Anti-Mage. And the Gyrocopter needs to get complete his Manta style since that's what he's going for first. And then he needs another big damage item. You may even just want to try and be ballsy and go for a Rapier because honestly, you need a massive DPS item. Butterfly probably isn't going to be sufficient. There's so many stuns. Even if you have evasion, you're probably dead anyway. Unless you get the BKB off at the perfect moment. So realistically, something like an MKB, but ideally, think about a Rapier. They also need a blink on the Earthshaker. This is you know, like if you've ever looked at realtor listings, it's like, oh hey, there's some cool houses in here. It's like, oh, this one's a fixer-upper. If they say it's a fixer-upper, the thing is like literally there's no foundation. It's like half of the house is caved in.
Yeah, beware of the fixer-upper. Unless you're like a builder and a carpenter and a plumber and an electrician rolled in one, it's probably going to cost you more to fix her up.
And we're calling this a fixer-upper, so you know it's a fixer-upper.
Yeah, this is not a bijou seafront property. This is a
goodness.
fixer-upper. Ouch. Gemma True Sight dropped there. I think, did Antimage get in there in time? No, he didn't. Urshig, Skewer missed them both.
Fox is in trouble. He gets shackled up to a tree. He's gonna fall. Now the anti-mage jumps in. RP catches up. Blah. Blah will be melted. Gyro gets his ult off, but it just does not matter.
Oh wow.
And an extra, and a bonus gift waiting at the bottom of the cereal box. The Lifestealer pops out to accept his 8th death of the game.
Yeah, so now Lina has the gem. They're gonna push. And probably, actually, maybe I don't think they're going to be able to get it. Maybe they could go uphill there. Down a gyro, Lifestealer's a non-entity.
Wow.
They can get another kill here. If they can kill Quap, they're going to take Rax here for sure. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, they're not done. This is it. Orange is just a one-man wrecking crew, and it was all set up by this Observer Ward here. Orange had vision of the supports in the jungle. And this is the power of the Lina, is she's good against a hero like Rubik if she has a good start, because she can just instantly give him with the Laguna Blade, and we saw it. Just use the ult. Rubik was basically dead.
Bang.
Just
Rubik,
from the ult.
Well, she just got it up to level 2. That's 675 damage. Obviously, you know, with the sort of magic resistance and stuff, it's going to be less than that. But basically, if she hits him with the Dragon Slave or the stun, and then Laguna Blades, she's going to kill any of their... Well, she's going to probably kill Earthshaker, Rubik. She could even kill Quap if she can get some help.
He's got 750 HP, and also he doesn't have any points in Null Field, which... I feel you at least want to get a couple. Leveling up your telekinesis lift can be good in some games, but in this game, you just need to survive, and telekinesis is quite good at level 1. So I feel he could have gone for more points in Null Field, but realistically, it just wouldn't matter. You can't do much at this point as Rubik, and it goes back to the laning stage where the supports were not as efficient. They also had 2 supports they couldn't really find kills with Earthshaker and Rubik. You don't have damage. The only way you get kills is with a nice fissure block. But they didn't go for that early, and then... Whereas you compare that to Sven Lina, so much damage, so much burst, even before the Laguna Blade or God Strength is out.
Yeah, I mean, they set up all those ganks on the Lifestealer. I mean, you know, yeah, you're exactly right. Compare it wasn't just about the Lifestealer going in lane. I think it was a question of the Rubik and the ES. They didn't really seem to do a great deal. They couldn't get a lot done. And now they've got the Aegis, and now they're going to go and win the game.
And even when they were shutting down the Windrunner, it took both of them. Whereas large chunks of the game, we saw one of Orange's supports was pulling, the other was zoning the Lifestealer out. And all you really need is that first kill to put the fear of God in him and keep it back at the tower.
And they only killed Windrunner once.
Yeah, look at her. She's got an ultimate orb. A lot of this is tower gold, but even the CS is not bad. Uh-oh.
Oh, the big RP, the big skewer RP, and well, this has to be it now. You got to defend with Quap, Gyro, and ES. They're all happily healthy and hale and hearty. This is over. This has to be over. They're just waiting for the creep wave, and then they're going to go and win the game.
Yeah, the early urn as well. Just and there's a refresher up on the mag as well. RP number 2 is coming on Boogie.
Oh god, that's gross.
That is gross.
That is gross.
That is wrong. That is inhumane. Oh yeah.
I guess maybe they're going to push bot in here now. Yeah, good vision. Now they lost that ward that you were just talking about on the magic mountain there, as I call it. So that got dewarded, I think. But you know, I don't think that kind of thing. It's not going to make a difference. It's a thing to do.
Yeah.
But they've got anti-mage can just do whatever. Look at him. He just do whatever the hell he wants.
He can solo kill anyone on the map except possibly the gyrocopter. If he's near his base, can BKB and run away. that's it. The Queen of Pain, if she ever gets caught and Anti-Mage is able to just jump on top of her and deploy his illusions, she's dead too. So nobody can leave the base. They need to be ahead. They need to have 2 carries who are close to as farm as the Anti-Mage, or one who's ahead to be able to out-carry them, and they can't. They're up against RP. It's in the books. It's just a matter of time for Neolution International to really accept their fate. And it's understandable they don't want to. They may fade on, but the end is coming.
He's going to go and get this Gyro now. What? Run, Gyro! No, he doesn't. Oh, wait, he could have got the Gyro and the Courier for what it's worth. Fight going in there. Lina might get... Well, what did Rubik steal? He stole Fiery... No, he didn't. What did he steal?
He stole the Dragon Slave. Not the most forward ability in the world.
Not what he wanted.
Got caught out of position. That was a smoke egg from Neolution, and they find the 1 kill. But it comes at the cost of Anti-Mage pushing the bottom lane. Top lane's already pushed into their base. Just not nearly enough. Killing that support Lina when you're this far behind is not going to get you back in the game. It's nice, you have to try it, but you need a lot more, and double RP is back online.
Yeah, they've got 2 left up now. Mid, they're going to push that up too, and you're going to have them hemmed right in. Get in there and get a good skewer RP or blink RP, and
Speaking of which,
there you go. Down goes the gyro.
Well, Orange is looking more like the Orange that most people expected to see, I gotta say.
Yeah, that first game was obviously, it was kind of a surprise. I think it was, yeah. I'm not sure that Neo.Int's picks were quite as good. I thought the picks from the first game were better. I liked their team a lot, but yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with you, mostly because I feel the Earthshaker and Rubik combo as supports, they're just not, neither of them is great at harassing here out of lane, and they don't have great killing power. What they should have done, though, given the draft they had, is a lot of stacking for the gyrocopter. Oh, there we go. No. Oh. Out we go. Out we go. Uh-oh.
No. All right, maybe next time. Back it up.
Back it up, back it in. Let me begin.
They've got the Aegis on their anti-mage. He could just kill them all at this stage.
Yeah, he's actually, I thought he was going to back for a second. I was about to say, he really doesn't need to, but
no,
he could if he wants.
He's going to get this tower.
Mercy just force-staffed himself into the fissure that was already being thrown down by the Earthshakers. So he's actually stunned by that. He still hasn't used his freaking refresher, though. Who needs it? It's just that this one's just for show. Shackle.
Okay, well, down goes nobody. Yeah, actually, oh, there's a big slam.
The supports are dying. They've already got Rex. Gems on the floor.
Yeah. There's the anti-mage, blinks away, and now they have the back.
Very, very sloppy engage, to say the least, from Orange.
That was super sloppy.
They have the double RP. There's RP number 1. Now anti-mage shows up RP number 2.
Oh wow! Oh, that's horrible. Oh, godlike from anti-mage. The double RP, and there's the GG. So
there we go. Some people are saying Mushi retire, and then he delivers that little piece of pain. Well, the Mushi Mag, I think he's 2 for 1 now, or maybe it's 3 for 1. Much better performance for him this game, but again, with this Orange team, as we so often see, it is coming down to the 2 support players. More efficient, more effective, and far scarier than the enemy supports. Some of it did come down to the draft, the lane decisions. A lot of it came down to Neolution International's mistakes, particularly the Lifestealer, but above all else, just a great performance from Extinct and Net, and at this point, we've come to expect it from both of them.
Yeah, I thought Lina was great, and I think that the Magnus Mushi was much better this time. It wasn't that he was bad; it's just that he missed a couple of crucial RPs in the last match, and their Windrunner buys the Divine Brave, which is.
Speaking of ornaments to deck yourself out with, there's one more. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a best out of 3. It's a Neolution bloodbath, and the blood to be spilt in this particular game is Neolution Internationals. But we're not done yet. The Singaporean-Filipino mix has one more shot. Orange, they stave off elimination with this win. They force it to a deciding Game 3. I'm LD, and he's Piran Flax. And Piran, I believe you have to go. So I'd like to give you the opportunity.
I can't do Game 3, but I would like to say L to the Dizzle, Lizzle to the D. You bring the comms, and I'll drink some tea. Orange versus Neo in the semis of the C. Don't go away. This was Game 2 of 3. Word up.